G'day! In today's video, I'm going to be doing a build in this tower right here, and that is the Cypress 3 wood. As you can see, wood, mesh, tri-fans I believe along the front here. 1, 2, 3, another one at the back. All fairly simple. We have Type C on the side here. I'm curious what kind of header that's going to use, being that I will be doing a budget AM5 build in this case. I'm going to start by laying this down and getting it assembled, and you guys can join me for the build and I'll point out things along the way as I go. Fairly standard thumb screws, nothing unique about those. It's back, folds down. Pre-installed thumb screws, or pre-installed motherboard risers. Do have the optional extras. Show me there's a box down the bottom here with more. What do we have? Hurricane 12s they're called. 3 of those. They may be daisy chained. Hopefully they are. This one is not. That one is the same. And we do have a little bit of room up the top here for a bit of cable management. I'm assuming that may be an SSD bracket. Looking at the 2 screws here. Hold the 2.5-inch SSD behind the motherboard tray. And we can see a 3.5-inch tray down the bottom here. Let's continue. Now these fans at the front do look to be all daisy chained with a single header. So to connect up the 4 fans you will need 2 CPU headers, or 2 headers on the board to connect it to. I'm guessing I'm not seeing an empty one on here. Looking down the bottom here, we have the USB 3, the Type C header, which sadly the board that I've got does not have that plug. We have a HD audio, and what have we got? We have reset switch, power, and I'm assuming LED or hard drive activity. What do we got? Power LED written on there. Take out the box here. Looks to have room for 1 hard drive in here. Maybe able to fit another one on the top there. And here we have the accessory box. What do we have here? 3 standoffs accessories in box. Cool. What do we have? Bracket. Ooh. Let's have a look down here. It is walnut wood, apparently. Interesting. I was hoping it was going to be mahogany, just so I can say the word mahogany. But I guess not. That's stuck on there. Yep. Cool. Cypress Series mini tower. Yeah, all fairly. There we go. Up to a 320mm GPU. A cooler up to 164 millimeters. And other useful information. I do actually find that useful to see that on the manual. There we go. Power of hard drive up to 188, 240, without up to 360mm. That's actually some decent information right there. And we have HD audio in the breakout, various screws, fan configuration, all in very readable format. I rather like this actually. So yeah, that's got me pretty impressed. Let's see what we got here. Fan screws. I'm hoping with the risers, if they're somewhere here. There's one. There's one. Where's the other one? Aha, that's what I'm looking for. Just a little adapter. If you don't have a pair of pliers, the riser screw can go in there, and use a Phillips head screwdriver to screw that in. Brilliant. Now I'm going to get my AM4 build in here, or AM5 I should say. So I'm just going to be using a LightPower 450 watt, as this is going to be a very simple and basic, well hopefully a very simple and basic office computer, with just a bit of elegance to it, with that cypress wood. Anyway, enough about that. Get this power supply in. I'm just using the screws that came with the power supply itself. Then I'll turn it around and we can see how well that power supply is fitting. Especially with that hard drive enclosure there. But right now, it looks to be ample room. The cables can either go up here, down here, but I'm going to run them up to the top, up there. This just worked quite well on the bottom one. I'll try it again on the top one now. It's threading in perfectly. No real force was required to screw it up. Now if I lay it down and get the board in there. Move this out of the way. Line those thumb screws up. Excellent. That assembled just fine. No way, we spin. As you see, no RGB, no thrills, power LED down here, reset button. Oh, maybe a hard drive activity light. Might have put it on the wrong one. Just plain and simple. Not bad. Might be something you want to build in for a customer. The actual design of it reminds me of an Antec CX200. If you exclude the front, the trim along here, the overall design, the nice rounded cutouts that we've got everywhere, does remind me of a very simple case. Oddly, I have plugged it into power, into the power LED at the top. But it's just very unsure if it wants to stay on. The computer itself is staying on just fine. The button's functioning as a button, but the LED is not. So, a bit strange. Put the side panel on to complete the look. Slides in at the bottom. Slides across. And we're locked in there actually. One machine. So I'm going to reinstall Windows onto this, or install Windows onto this particular build. But overall, I like it. Simple, not too standing out, no RGB. Brilliant.